What up, everybody? Welcome to Fishy Hour. Actually, bait fishing with Roman and Brian. And speaking about Brian, here's Brian. Brian, what up? How you doing?
What's up, Roman? Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Very
How
good.
are you doing, Roman?
Doing good. Doing good. Excited. I'm happy.
You sound like you're cleared out. Like
Clearing up?
Congestion is gone.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. That's good. So.
Good. So it wasn't the COVID. It was just a cold.
Oh yeah, it was just a regular cold.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep I stayed up all night playing games, and then I went and jumped into some 60-degree water on little sleep. So yeah, it's called abusing the body.
Yeah. Don't forget about the 24-hour gaming session you had too.
That's right.
That might have done it also.
Exactly. No, that was it. That was like before the diving.
Oh, you're up all night playing video games?
Yeah. So.
Gosh. I wish I could find time to
Can't
play
be doing
those.
that.
One of these days,
Can't
I'm
be
gonna
doing
dive
that.
into the video game.
That's why you gotta do it at night when everybody else is asleep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's when I gotta get my sleep.
Oh, I know. Cool. Well.
Awesome. We're at Wednesday, halfway through the week. That means only what, 2 or 3 days? Oh, 2.5 days till fishing.
2.5 days. Exactly.
Looks like this forecast for this weekend looks pretty nice from what I heard. Looks like similar to last weekend. Last weekend, it was beautiful weather out there. It's crazy how nice it was last weekend in December. I think at one point I had like a sweater on and I was like, oh, it's so hot. I had to take it off.
Nice.
So.
Nice. I'm gonna do some shout outs real quick. Leonard, what up? Welcome, Leonard. Thanks for jumping in here first today. I see Andrew. I see Arnie. What up, dude? Andrew Blake. What's up? What up, everybody? I see HTX Polestar Oscar in the house. What's up, Oscar? Welcome back. Let's see Eric. What's up, Eric? It's A-Rig and mullets. So today's A-Rig, tomorrow's mullets, guys. I know. I need the mullets for tomorrow because that'll help me fill in that day. So mullets is tomorrow. So you still have 1 day to submit your mullet photos. There's some fierce competition, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Okay. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin, I hope you're still watching. I know you just jumped in earlier, so thanks for hanging out. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Kevin Tyler in the house. Cool. There he goes. And then we have Muto. What up, Muto? What's up? Good word. What's a good word? I see Zach Riggs in the house. Say hello to Uncle Ned. I see Doug. What's up, Doug? And Dario's here too. What's up, Dario? Brad.
I'm a fellow garage listener. I'm out in my garage too.
Exactly.
Garages are awesome.
Yeah, listening from the garage. Doug, what up? I see Brad, Mr. Randy in the house. What up, dude? Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. And Ryan has been playing games with me too, so it's been cool trying to do like co-op games with him. I see who else? Let's see. Nate Germ, what up? Let's go. Welcome back, Nate Germ. And I see Todd is here. What's up, Todd? It's been a while since we've had Todd in here. I see Arnie's here. Captain Dan. What up, Captain Dan? Surfs up here, Brian, but looks good for the weekend. There you go.
Yeah, well, we don't have to worry about the surf so much in the bay.
Very funny. Yeah, right? Leonard says he wishes he had a garage. And Dario said, haha, famous Uncle Ned.
Do you keep your kayak inside your house, Leonard?
Yeah, it's like that's how you're supposed to do, right?
Is that you sit in it while you watch TV?
Yeah, it's the most comfortable chair.
Well, it's an expensive chair.
Yeah.
Hey, can you check my volume? I got Eric saying my volume's low.
All right. Can you say check 1 2?
Check 1 2. Check. Does my volume sound good, guys? Am I?
That's good. That sounds good.
Hold on, let me test this.
No, don't hit it. Don't tap it. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah.
I don't want to blow your eardrum. Sounds good.
I have a meter, so I can the meter's telling me how high it is. We're evened out now. Say check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Yeah,
is it gonna go like blow up if I have like a rage session, like I start screaming, which
you're
could
fine.
happen. Okay.
That's so funny. I'm gonna enjoy tonight's session. Never fished an A-rig. What, Arnold?
All right. Wait, Arnold's never fished an A-rig? Holy mackerel! You tuned in the right night.
Yeah, it's good. Very good.
Dedicate most of the show to our beloved A-Rig. At least my beloved A-Rig.
There we go. Cool. Volume is good. There you go. Okay, we're good.
All right, let's get on with the show, eh?
Yeah, we're messing with the settings earlier today. But we're good.
It's always something technical.
Yep.
So we're always trying to improve, and Roman is very good at doing that. You can see how much it's so funny, Roman, if you go back to your show like I don't know, 10 shows in to now, the production quality, I have to give you a thumbs up, man. It's you keep raising the bar, man.
Been
you keep
trying
raising the bar.
A little bit at a time.
A little bit of time, but if I watch any other shows, local guys, live shows, man, your bar is raised way up there. Those guys got a long way to catch up. So congrats to you, man. You're doing a great show.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm not just a guest, but I'm also when I'm not on.
Also a client. What is it called?
Yeah. No, not yet. Yeah,
damn.
I actually do.
That's some good. That's some good marketing, dude. You knew exactly what I was talking about. Some good marketing right there.
I know, and that's like 10 years later, too.
Yeah.
But I want to give you props, man. Your show, even though when I'm not on it, talking and rambling, I'm sitting in my garage or sitting in my room, listening and enjoying it.
You can still talk to me though. You can still talk at the screen.
I use it a lot. I'm not really talking. Yeah, so congrats, man.
Thank you.
You're doing a good thing here.
We're trying. I see. Yeah. Let's see. Salty. What's up, Salty? You made it. Woo. Salty. I got on a session today, and I got second place. It was a three-way gun battle with the gas closing in on us. And
are you talking about Call of Duty?
Yeah, talking about Warzone.
Oh, Warzone.
Yeah. If any of you guys play Call of Duty Warzone, let me know in the Discord, because we've been doing like trios and we haven't been able to do a quad yet, but it'd be fun to do something with more people that we know. Anyway, sorry, that was a total side tangent. That's it.
Is that something you play on the computer? Is that something you play on the Xbox?
Computer, Xbox, PlayStation, it's all cross-platform. So all those players can play in the same world, I guess.
Huh. Christmas is coming up. Maybe I know what to ask Santa for.
There you go. Nice. Captain Dan says, when is Uncle Ned scheduled for this guest spot?
Yes. Zach, when are we going to see? Can you at least share a picture of him, so we know what Ned Riggs looks like? Does he have a mullet?
Oh, yeah. Only if he has a mullet. So good. Todd, I play video games at night when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Yeah, no sleep club. All right, let's get it going. So, if you haven't shared the show with anybody recently that you know that's out there trying to learn how to fish, today is going to be a great show for them to get introduced to the show on. Allow myself to introduce myself. We're going to be covering A-rigs, and it's going to be a fun show. Of course, we always welcome any of your questions. And the quickest way to share this is just to have your friends or family or your grandma, anybody that's bored at home, nothing else to do, and you guys can talk about the show later, and you guys can have something to relate with. Tell them to go to fishyhour.com/live, and that'll bring them directly into the stream right here. And I can say hello, we can all meet them, and it'll be fun. Okay? Anything else?
Yeah. And at this point, we've got a whole library of shows. If you go back on the playlist, you can rewatch or watch and give us a like on previous episodes.
Yes, and okay, cool. So I'm gonna let you do a little quick list or go into the next topic or tell us what we're gonna do, and then I'm gonna check the comments from the last video.
Awesome. So I'm gonna open my drink.
Oh, that's right, drinks. Go for it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to explain this. So if you're new to the show, something me and Roman do before the show starts or at the beginning of the show is we open a drink, because this used to be happy hour, but now it's Fishy Hour, Bay Fishing with Roman and Brian. And at the beginning of every show, we open a drink, and we're inviting you also to open a beverage and relax. This is our time to relax, talk about fishing. And when I do my pop top, you're going to rate me 1 to 10, 10 being the best you've ever heard, 1 being we don't even go there. But so I'm going to open this up, and you're going to rate my pop top.
Rate this pop top. That was violent, dude. That was good. Bonus for the point.
Oh, I forgot to say tonight.
Bonus for the poor.
Tonight's drink is seltzer water.
Oh,
And because I'm sad this place is shut down, I can't wait to get back. It's my cup from the San Diego Zoo
Oh.
and Safari Park. So hopefully we'll get back to that soon.
Very good. You got 9.5 from Arnie. Is that
Yeah, thanks,
Jet, give you a
Arnie.
9.
Jet,
What up, Jet?
9.
Dario 9.2.
What's up, Jet?
Great pour. Nice. 9.5 from
Thanks.
Leonard. Very cool. Very cool. I don't see any comments in the previous video except for, let's see, All Nighter Hider put some comments in there. He recommends the movie Tremors. I love that movie. That movie's so funny.
All right.
That is a good movie.
Oh, I love
That
Tremors.
was a very good movie.
You know what? It's funny. Can I talk about that for a second?
Yeah, go
There's
for
like 6 parts to it. I've watched every one of them, and a new one just came out. I think it's like called Tremors and Paradise Island or something like that. It's actually pretty good. So it just came out. So if you're into the Tremors series, there's a brand new one out. It's on Netflix.
Very cool. It's a new series, a new Tremor series?
New Tremor movie.
Oh, okay.
Believe it or not, Roman, there's like, I think
I know there's
6
at
or
least
7 parts now.
What? Wow.
I've seen them
Wow.
all.
I want to watch that first
I
one with
love
my.
Tremors.
I'm gonna watch that first one with my kids soon. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell them. I'm
It's
gonna,
kid-friendly.
yeah, I'm not gonna show them the cover or anything. They can be like, freaked
Yeah.
out.
Well, then
It's
you're
so
gonna watch. Then they're gonna watch the other 6 parts or
No,
5
I
parts.
won't tell them
however
there's
many.
6 parts, just one. I haven't seen part 2 or anything else. Very cool. Okay, so we just had a couple comments from Hyder. Make some great suggestions about fishing techniques. Learned a trick I've learned with retrieving the underspin is to slow my retrieve as the angle of the line changes in the water. After a cast, when the lure is far out, it takes more speed to stay off the grass than it does when the lure is closer to the boat or the kayak. Very good observation, Hyder. Very good.
And it's all about the underspin. It's all about feeling it and practicing.
Yeah.
And once you've got good at it, it just comes naturally, that speed. You can adjust the speed as you're winding it in. So I'm glad to hear you figured that out.
Very cool. Yeah, so guys, you could check out Hyder's comments on last Wednesday's episode. We don't have any comments for yesterday. Let's see. Do we have any comments for yesterday?
Hyder, the hardest working person I know.
Yeah, okay, no comments for yesterday. So we're good. All right. So if you're watching the show and not watching the replay, please leave any questions or any comments for this episode in this video, and we'll refresh the next video or the next session with your comments. Okay? Cool. Righty.
Time for your drink, man.
Oh, shoot. Dude, I'm so lost. Okay, here we go.
Call of Duty on your mind.
I'm doing the Zevia today. Cherry Cola. Look at that.
Wow.
No
They
sugar.
have every flavor in that.
I know. That Mountain Zevia. Dr. Zevia. Here goes.
Good one, dude.
All right, scale of 1 to 10. Rate that pop top. Let's get the show going. Cheers.
Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. You're enjoying a beverage.
That's good.
That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
9.5 salty, 8.6 TB Metal Art 4.
Yeah, TB Metal Art's a hard judge.
He's a tough judge, huh?
I respect that. I respect that because he's consistent. Okay, so
Yeah.
so that's good. Whatever, Todd.
Stinger,
That's good.
8.5. Zach, man, that's very specific. 9.934. He must have been a mathlete.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
All right, so tonight's show, announcements. So we have a few announcements. I guess probably one of our big announcements is we have made we have a show coming up on December 23rd, and it's going to be a Christmas show / year-end recap. And this show, we're going to bring in lots of guests. We have planned we're going to try to get in maybe 20 guests and maybe give each guest like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're going to invite a lot of guests. So that's going to be a fun night.
That'll be fun.
I think if you watch the Halloween show, we had a lot of fun on that holiday, and I think Christmas is going to be a blast. So plan for
Yes.
a Christmas bonanza. We think it's going to go hour and a half, 2 hours. Who knows? It's
Yeah,
gonna
who
go a long
knows?
time.
It'll
It's
be a
gonna
long.
fun show.
It'll be a long one, and it's gonna be kind of like our recap, not just a celebration, but like also a recap of the year, because that'll be our last show for the year, right?
Yeah, because the week after we're taking off for New Year's,
That's right.
and yeah, so that'll be a last show of 2020. We're gonna put 2020 behind us, and then we're gonna recap the year.
Yeah, that'll be the last show.
I think that's gonna be super.
Yeah, that'll be the last show of the Fishy Hour. But I might still stream random stuff like playing video games, maybe. so you'll still see my ugly face every once in a while. Okay. I do have a couple projects at work that they want to get done by the end of the year, so that might put an end to my streaming options for that week too. So we're trying to get all that stuff done before that, so that I am able to stream later. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And
you can play it by ear too. You never know. You might throw in a show here or there, right?
Exactly. But not an official Fishy Hour session. It'll be like a streaming on Twitch or something. Okay. Or stream or a live show on Roman Castro vlog channel. Okay. So, just a quick reminder: if you haven't liked the video, please give it a like. You can exit if you're watching on your phone. You can exit the chat and then click like and then get back in the chat and you'll be good to go. Also, if you are, I know you had a mullet when you were younger, so if you have a picture of that mullet, make sure you get that mullet submitted to the general chat in our Discord server. That's MMFC Discord server. And yeah, we're gonna have prizes for the winner, and it's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna be doing that tomorrow. I don't know if Brian can jump in for a couple of minutes, maybe, or maybe he can co-host again tomorrow. Go ahead.
I might jump in for just a mullet second
cool.
tomorrow, guys, just because I am so pumped up about this.
Did you say a mullet second?
Of my mullet. So
instead of a millisecond, a mullet second.
Yeah. I might jump in tomorrow. If not, I'll be in the chat, but I'll definitely be enjoying tomorrow's show. That sounds
cool.
Sounds awesome, just for that segment.
Perfect.
I've already seen some of the pictures. Wow.
So
That's all I gotta
good.
say.
It's so good.
Some epic mullets in there.
Yeah, epic bullets.
So that's gonna be a fun show tomorrow.
Yeah. So the point I was trying to make is just submit it if you're gonna submit it, because the clock's running down. Okay, go for it, Brian.
So tonight too, I want to just bring out the same category as vocab words. If you guys have vocab words that you want to enter in there, me and Roman you can try to stump us, or that's not too hard actually. We found out last week.
Fishing terms that we might not know of.
And I know it's hard to type something in that you may have heard a term that you don't know what it is. We're all cool in the chat. If you heard a term that we've used or heard somebody use out on the bay, type it in, and then me and Roman can try to answer it, or somebody in chat, so that if you hear that word again, you know what it is. This is the place to figure out the lingo.
Yeah, it's so true. Especially when we're out there fishing on the kayak, you're not seeing what everybody's talking about, but the way we're talking, most of us know what we're talking about. But if you're new to the group, there is definitely a lingo barrier, the initial start, because we might be describing something that's happening, and to us it makes sense, but to you it might not make sense yet, because you're not like, I got short bit or I got pantsed or whatever. Like, it doesn't make sense unless you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. And we did a vocab show with I think 30 vocab words about a month ago. If you go back, you can watch that one. But I'm gonna throw out the first vocab word here, just to kick it off. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna ask the vocab word, and you tell me what it is.
Okay.
Dead stick.
Oh, I know what that one is. I'll give the chat some time to catch up. I'm not gonna read the chats, but okay. So before I say something, I'll let the chats come through. So okay, that's enough time. It's when you cast and you put the gear, you engage the reel, and then you don't put any action to the lure by using your rod. You just let it sit there. Like you do have the slack taken out though, right? Like if you're drifting, I usually dead stick when I'm drifting, so I can feel the bottom as the kayak's moving.
So you're just holding the pole doing nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, would you consider it being in your pole holder doing nothing a dead stick too? Because I would consider that a dead stick, I guess.
Yeah, it's a dead stick.
No, any stick that's not, you're not providing action to, I would say. Anything that, even if it's in your pole holder and let's say you're fishing something else, cast and retrieve, and that's sitting there, what do you think?
I don't know. See, here's where it gets controversial. Okay, I mean, it's not really controversial, but technically, if you're drifting, isn't that putting action into the lure?
It would be. It would be, yeah.
So it would be like, so I think
is there any time in a kayak you're not drifting?
That's right. There's not unless the current's like dead, and then you're dead sticking, right? Because otherwise I'm drifting.
Yeah.
Dead stick drifting.
I guess that adds that. If you, let's just say it, you got the Ned rig in the water.
Yep.
And if you're drifting, that's how you fish that Ned rig, right?
And I'm getting bit.
Yep, the Ned rig.
I got the Ned rig in the water.
I'll have to report on that.
I got the Ned rig. You do? You fished the Ned rig?
I did, and in a little bit, I'm going to report on Saturday how my Ned rig experience went.
Very cool. Let me tell you about a standard.
You taught me last week. You gave me the lowdown. Remember?
Oh yeah. That's good.
So let's put those techniques to test.
This is what you should have expected. Okay, you cast the Ned rig's in the water for like 20 seconds, and it either got bit on the way down or it's gonna get bit in like the next 5 seconds, and then you pull up your first fish like that, just like that.
Just like that, right? And then you do it again every 10 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's not exactly what happened, but yeah. I'm glad I fished it. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one more vocab word. This is kind of a weird one. If you're describing a fishing pole and somebody says it's a broomstick, have you ever heard that?
I have. Oh, I know what it means. It's when you have a rod that is so, what is it, extra heavy that there's hardly any bend. It's like all backbone, goes all the way to the tip. So it's like just like a broomstick. There's no bend. Yeah, no bend. Yeah. Muto says no bend.
Yeah.
Says no.
It's the opposite of a parabolic rod. It's like if you're fishing a super stiff rod, looking for a broomstick, like I always envision like one of those like 4-foot tuna sticks with a bearing on the end. It's like and if I see somebody with one of those fishing for spotties, I'm like, man, catching a spotty on a broomstick, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's like it looks like it bends as much as a broomstick. So there's a couple of vocab words, guys. So hopefully if you didn't know what those were,
that's good.
Now it gives you an idea.
Very cool. It bends as much as a kid caster. Kid casters are pretty stiff.
Kid casters don't bend.
They don't
just
bend.
Break.
Yeah.
They go like this. They go from here.
The line breaks.
To snap.
The line breaks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
It just breaks the line. There's no give. A trout rod is not what's it called? A broomstick. Because a trout rod has a lot of give, right? It's like more parabolic. It's a noodle.
Yeah, it's like that's extra. It's
that's a noodle.
It's like a long rod that like rainbows in half when you catch a fish. It totally bends.
Yeah, roller guide tuna stick. That's right, Arnie. Very true.
There you go, Ernie. Yep. Hope you're feeling better, Ernie. By the way, shout out to you. Okay, so that's the announcements that I've got. I mean, I guess the big one is get ready, guys, for the December 23rd show. I'm excited about that. So that's gonna be fun. And last month, it wasn't last week, we forgot something, and I'm so sorry, guys. We handed this out 2 months in a row, and we forgot to give out an Angler of the Month award. Prior winners, our first Angler of the Month was Oscar, HTX Polestar, and he got that because he showed Leave No Trace. He cleaned up the whole fishing area of trash, and we appreciate that, Oscar. Yeah, and then the next winner is Eric.
He's done that multiple times too. It's just you can't be Angler of the Month all the time, Oscar. Sorry.
Hey,
but keep doing the good deeds. That's awesome.
Keep doing it. Yeah, keep doing those good deeds. And then Eric won it, and Eric's kind of he's came in and he's new to our group, donated prizes and
new to our group, but mostly a lot of improvement, a lot of execution as far as the taking the advice and actually putting it into work or actually putting it into use. So that was my biggest deciding factor there is he started, I think, skunking, catching a fish or two, and now he's like out fishing me and half the group.
Yeah.
So very
So
cool.
congrats, Eric. Way to watch a show, learn, and actually execute.
Exactly.
Thanks, man.
Exactly.
And Roman, if you want to, go ahead and announce our Angler of the Month for the month of November.
Yeah. So I was looking for a drum roll effect, but I don't have one. Damn, that's what I need, a drum roll effect.
What happened? Do you have
Yeah.
any effect?
So it's going to be for the last month of this month.
That's for the month of November. We forgot to hand it out last
cool.
week. So
Okay.
this is for the month of November.
So for the month of November, the angler of the month for the MMFC crew is Leonard. Leonard has been fishing with us pretty much since we started doing. Yeah, sorry, here we go. Woo! Woo! Sirens, lights.
Leonard.
Bam, bam, bam.
Confetti.
Confetti, yeah, confetti's on you.
Yeah.
Confetti's on you. Sorry, Leonard, you got to sweep your house after all this confetti. I wish Leonard, for being angler of the month, we got you a garage. I'm just kidding. We would get you a garage if we could. We'll get you a garage if we could, Leonard. But Leonard has always been
maybe a tough shit.
Every time we go somewhere, with the exception of this last weekend because he went fishing on the lake with his brother, he always shows up to all of our events. He is also improving. He's improved a lot. He's not jumping to the very top of the pile, but he's moved up in the rankings a lot. He's coming in third, coming in fourth, like consistently towards the top of the
biggest fish.
Yeah, biggest fish. So I know he's out there struggling. He's out there trying, and he's not giving up. And he shows up, and he has a good time. And the most coolest part about Leonard, I love fishing with Leonard because he's super relaxed about. Hey, you want to go over there? Sure, let's go. Hey, you want to try this? Sure, let's go. Hey, can you watch my stuff for a second? Sure. I'll watch his stuff. It's like he's very easy to fish with, very easy to get along with. I'm very happy to have him as part of the group. So again, Leonard, thanks again for being an awesome dude.
Thanks, Leonard.
Very cool.
It's always fun fishing with you.
Very cool. Awesome.
So you're in the wall of. I guess we should have like an employee of the month wall, like we do, like when you walk into Home Depot, like an employee of the month, but fisher angler of the month pictures. That'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Another thing for you to work on.
Angler of the month. That's funny. We should have an angler of the month scene, and we can switch over to it and then add them to it. Anyway. Yeah.
Yes.
Fun. Cool.
All right, guys. So another thing we're gonna add. I know this announcement section is going long. We're almost a half hour in, so this show might go a little bit longer tonight. So another announcement. Me and Roman are putting together a month-long challenge, guys. This is a challenge. We're gonna try to challenge you since it's kind of slowed down, and I mean, we're still catching fish. We had a good weekend this weekend. I'm gonna talk about Saturday next, but we had a good weekend this Saturday. But it's slowing down a little bit. So we want to try to spice it up a little bit. We're going to have a month-long challenge, and we're going to call it the All Species Challenge. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to try to catch as many different species in the bays only as you can in a 1 month period. This challenge is going to start basically tomorrow, which is December 9th, I think, tomorrow, and it's going to end Sunday, January 3rd. We're going to open up a section in Discord. What did we name that, Roman?
It's done. It's called Species Challenge. It's right under MMFC outings. So it's called Species Challenge, and that's where you're going to add your pictures of all the species you're doing.
Yeah. So you're going to catch species in the bay, and each species basically counts as 1 point, and you're going to take a picture of that. And I think what I'm going to do, I know you guys are honest, but just to keep it fair, is when you take a picture, isn't the easiest thing to do just gives a thumbs up maybe?
Yeah.
Or let's just say point at the fish with your finger, because I don't think that's ever been done. So you're going to take your picture and you're going to be pointing at your fish. That's all right.
Because you have to hold your phone with the other hand, right? So how about, you know how you hold your fish with your hand like this? Hold it like this. Like metal.
Oh, like the...
Or like cover some fingers like that, or because I guess you could do this too. Point like that, because the fish is on
either way.
The fish is on the hawk trough.
If you just point, we want to see a pointer finger.
Okay, so instead of holding your fish down with your hand,
holding my fish, I'm taking a picture.
Yeah, Oh, because we're not measuring, right?
I would suggest is just laying it on your hog trough, and then laying on your hog trough, put your finger out or your thumbs up, and take a picture of it.
Yeah, and we're not. Are we measuring it? No, right? It's just whatever.
No.
Okay, good. No. Yeah, then don't even worry about putting it on the hog trough. You just put it on the deck.
It's nothing to do with it.
Put it on the deck of your kayak. If it's a battery or something, land it on the beach, and then take a picture of it on the floor. Just put your thumb in. Just give it a thumbs up or something. Index finger. Yeah, that's good. That works. So that way we know it gives you another challenge to add to your species list. Okay. Coach is gonna kill it, says Salty.
I can personally.
Lobsters
name like 25 different species. Yeah. Lobster, sure, why not?
Yeah, lobsters count.
Lobster counts as 1 point.
And you can use anything. You can use live bait, dead bait, cut bait, plastic bait, scented bait,
chum slick.
Yep. Barbecue shrimp, baked shrimp, broiled shrimp.
You can go to Vaughn's and
shrimp on the Barbie.
So yeah, it's gonna be a fun month, guys. So while we're fishing for spotties, let's fish for maybe get a stingray, or let's get a shovel nose, or let's get a smoothhound shark, or a leopard shark, or bonita, or whatever you can catch in the bay. We're trying to go for as many species as we can. And me and Roman will be the judges on it, of course. We might type in a few rules. We're gonna keep it pretty loose. We're just looking for a total amount of species. But if there does result in a tie, we'll come up with something. But,
yeah, you guys have to duel.
But each species counts as 1 point. And I'm gonna donate a prize to the winner, and I'm gonna show you guys what it is right now.
Hold on, put your
only because I've been pushing these so hard.
Let me put your full screen. Hang on before you put it up. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. Here it goes.
I don't know.
Go for it. Oh,
this is what you're gonna win. You're gonna win
a free cat.
Dink is no, I'm just kidding.
He's like, what? He's like, wait, what?
You're gonna win. I've been pushing these. I want you guys to all have one. I'm gonna throw in a prize of a waterproof scale. So it's a fish scale. It's waterproof. Should be perfect. Is that coming up clearly?
That's good, yeah.
And I'm gonna also throw into the winner a free cool bait hat.
Nice.
Like the one I'm wearing here. And probably a couple cool baits for you guys too. So that'll go to the winner.
Woohoo.
And if you already have a scale, and you want to pass it down to the second place guy, that'd be fine too. So
very good idea.
I'll kick in some extra goodies for you. And you know what? Since tonight it's a rig topic, I'm gonna go ahead and since this is a month-long challenge, gotta have some good prizes. I'm gonna throw in a Recon a rig too.
Oh, what?
So
sorry guys.
Cool baits, bait hat,
I'm gonna win this.
Scale, and Recon a rig.
You're welcome, Coach. I was gonna Salty's like, Coach is gonna win this.
Hey, go for it, Coach. That'd be awesome. So, but Coach, do you take pictures?
Yeah, I don't know if he does. But remember, you gotta have your hand. If
anybody has any questions about,
you gotta be showing this. So the picture's coming. You guys are my phone. I'm the fish, and you gotta have something like this. Okay. That means I'm gonna have to.
Not a different finger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, CUDA on your yak. Sorry, dude. Maybe yeah. Once you catch it, take it to shore, and take a picture of it on the beach.
I'm predicting that the person that's gonna win this is gonna catch probably 15 species, would be my guess, because I can think of 25. But I'm guessing it's going to be a lot. I don't know why.
Okay, so
I think it's going to be a lot.
Guys, put in the chat how many you think the medium is going to be. Like, how many species someone was going to have to catch to win this? So it's a pretty good challenge, dude. So what's the deadline?
Yeah, I think so. Deadline is January 3rd at midnight. So that's a Sunday, January 3rd, and then that following Wednesday we'll have the results.
Okay, yeah, because that'll be the first bait fishing with Roman and Brian of the year on Wednesday the 6th. Okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
Sounds good. Yep. 17 and a half,
good luck,
Zach.
Guys, get out there.
12. I might have to go with.
You guys are gonna have to.
Oh, Doug's getting into it. Go for it, Doug. He says I might have to go win this month. Oh, let's do it.
All right, get out there.
Yeah, you can.
Now this is only fish in the bay. I want to make that clear. This is only fish in the bay, not out in La Jolla. Because
La Jolla, you're gonna find.
Let's just keep it to bay fish. No ocean fish, no Santee Lakes freshwater fish. It's bay fish only.
Yeah.
So
So in Mission Bay,
uh,
you can go as far as
or
the
San Diego Bay.
yeah. Well, hold on. In Mission Bay, you can go as far out as the 5 mile per hour markers in the channel before the boats take off. That way, it's safe. That'll be our boundary. Okay. In Mission Bay, everything else in Mission Bay is fair game, as long as you're allowed to fish there. Okay. In San Diego Bay, the last thing would be what?
It would be the end of the jetty, like the mile markers, the orange buoys at the very end. I think it's like buoy 9 or buoy 3, the ones at the very end.
Okay, perfect.
Usually the finish line.
Okay, good. So there you go. Those are the boundaries. And again, nobody's out there to enforce them, so just kind of it's for fun, guys. You know, it's you guys are all honest dudes in this group and in our group in MMFC. So that's why we're doing it this way. It's just fun. And anyway, I don't even think we have to talk about it. Move on.
Yep, it's fun. And let's make it a fun challenge. And I'm excited to see the results, and I'm excited to see the pictures, really, because you guys I think are gonna have to actually get out there and get some cut squid, some bait. You're gonna have to get some coach style bait, dude. You're gonna have to get some
chum it up,
some what's-he fish gizzards and fish heads. You're gonna have to get out some sand crabs, all kinds of weird stuff if you want to get some weird species. So
try little pieces, big pieces.
That'll hopefully teach you to fish. Yeah.
Bend the rod.
All right, so new species challenge. Saturday report. This is the longest announcement I think that's ever been in history of the show. So I'm going to keep the Saturday report brief.
Oh, Brad said only on kayaks?
We did pretty good.
Hold on.
Me, Muto, Salt.
Sorry, Brian. I know it's going for a long time.
On what?
Only on kayaks? Only off kayaks for the challenge? Or can you fish from shore?
Anything in the bay.
Okay.
Shore pounders, boats.
There you go.
Shore pounders.
Yep,
kayaks,
anything.
Float tubers. Anything. Of course. As long as it's in the bay. Saturday reports. So Saturday we did pretty good. I think it was me, Muto, and Salty did a lot of fishing. We covered a lot of mileage, trying to find new areas. And also Jesse was on fishing from the OC up there. It sounded like he had a good day. So I'd get into Saturday, guys, but we're running out of time here. We're already almost 40 minutes in, so I'm just going to keep it brief. We did good. Fishing was good. Weather was good. I think Salty caught 15 or 20 spotties. I caught 14 or 13 spotties, and Muto about the same. I know Jesse was tearing it up. So winter fishing, it's still there. We're still catching them. So that's my Saturday report.
Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
You ready to move on to the main topic?
Oh, yeah. Let's do this.
Okay. Is there any questions about anything about the species challenge or anything before we start this?
Wait, see, Todd, let's see. Todd is saying
Nope.
TB Metal Art Trophy. I will donate a fish to the winner, his or her choice of species, limited to 24 inches. Wow. Dang. Is that for the multi-species challenge?
This just got legit.
Jeez. Thank you, Todd. Okay, Todd, I'm gonna give you a chance to back out if you
Wow.
I'm gonna give you a chance to back out, Todd. If you're in it, then we're in it. We're doing it. Okay, let's see. Hyder, you do have to watch this.
Wow, Todd.
It just got real. It just got real. Okay, so.
Oh man, this is a month-long.
Okay, he's in.
Event too,
He's in.
So
all right.
Heck yeah.
This just got serious. That's all.
All right.
Okay, so multi-species challenge is on all day. All in, says Todd. Okay, that's it. So the big prize is gonna be 24-inch fish of your choice species. Dude, that's fantastic. Very cool. Thank you, Todd.
Dude, Todd, that's amazing.
So
I can't
awesome.
wait to win that.
Very.
Okay, guys. Let's just make sure now that we're getting into like big prizes here. Let's make sure our pictures are legit. Your fingers pointed. You know, it's a legit picture because we don't want any controversy. Let's get legit pictures.
Yeah, it just got more serious.
We got this. I think this is the biggest prizes we've ever. I mean, we got an A-rig, we got Cool Baits hat, a scale, and we've got a TV metal art fish. Holy mackerel! This is the biggest prize we've ever given out.
That's right. That's so funny. I felt like the pressure, like come on, like all of a sudden everybody's like, oh dang, okay. They were thinking about it. And they're like, oh, okay. What I gotta do? Okay, I can do these days. So good.
I can already envision my 24-inch fish behind me right here.
Oh
I
dang.
hope so.
Yeah, so Muto's saying now we need rules for sure. Okay, yeah, we'll add the rules.
Yeah.
We'll add the rules to the species challenge uh text channel in Discord. Okay.
Yeah, me and Roman will work with that. We'll work with that either today or
So
tomorrow.
funny.
Probably tomorrow we'll work on something.
Yeah. Very
All
cool.
right, we just made it legit now. That was the biggest tournament we've ever had.
Salty.
It turned into like a fun challenge into like.
Oh yeah,
Like, I wanna win
it's
this.
so good though. It's so good. I love it. I like that. I like that our group is oh, they're up for the challenge. So that's perfect. Very cool.
See what Eric
Oh my
donated?
gosh, Captain
Eric says
Death.
he's gonna donate a junkie car. Oh, Eric.
Oh my!
Like
Can you imagine that? If no, that's so funny. That's so funny.
That seems like too much. Maybe you better save that for the big tournament, Eric. The series tournament.
Can you imagine, Eric, if for Spotty Bowl, the final champion, you win a used car instead of a new car, a used car. That's so good. But still, it's a car. Shoot, it's still. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the.
Wow, this is in the big. Thank you for that, Todd. Eric,
thanks, Todd.
hold off on the car for maybe another challenge, I think. Okay, where are we going with this? We're 40 minutes in. We haven't even got to anything fishing really like
Okay,
this. Okay,
all right.
Talking about it. Okay,
Zach's
so
going out tonight.
guys, this is definitely going to go over an hour. I can already tell you that.
Yeah.
I can sense it coming.
All right, we're gonna focus down now, guys, on the topic at hand. So A-rigs. Before we do that, do me a big favor. If you're watching and haven't hit the like button yet, please hit that like button. And if you have any friends that have been asking you about the Ned rig or heard about it, they want to learn about it, now would be the time to invite them. You can invite them by telling them to go to fishyhour.com/live. Okay. If you want to be lazy about it, let's see, FH share. You can copy this exact text that the Nightbot is about to put out for you. It's gonna say, "Come watch Fishy Hour with me." ... hyperlink, and then you can just copy and paste that into a text, into a chat somewhere else, or I don't know, whatever. Email it to somebody, I guess, if you still use email. Cool. Let's jump into it.
Oh. Okay, guys. So this winter, I've seen a lot of you guys start using the A-rig. I've gone over the A-rig in a prior show. I went over it pretty heavily. But since now that I've seen everybody's kind of getting into it and using it, I wanted to go over it again. And this round, I want your guys' input. So let me talk about it for a little bit. And then when we get into setups of it, I want you guys to interact with me so that you can share your setups and what you've learned since the last time we talked about the A-rig. And now that you've almost everybody in here is pretty much starting to use this thing, what you guys have learned. So this is like I'm going to talk about it, but at one point I want you guys to cue in, and Roman, if you wouldn't mind scanning chat, pausing me with any questions, or if they're talking about their setups. But all right, so brief history, the A-rig. If you're new to this channel and you don't know what an A-rig is, it looks like this guy right here. Basically, let me give you a history on it. It was invented by a guy named Andy Potts. He was watching the show Animal Planet at home, and he saw a school of baitfish being attacked by tunas. And that gave him the idea of creating this. Andy created this in July of 2011. So it's actually not too old, I guess 10 years old. So 2011. And he ended up entering this in a tournament, a bass tournament for freshwater bass, and won the tournament with this lure. And he basically lapped second place. He beat them second place by 17 pounds the first time he entered one of these. And it was the first time that it was basically introduced to bass fishing, and people were like, holy smokes, what is that thing? And how the heck are we going to beat this guy when he's bringing out this thing? And he's, beating us by 17 pounds.
That's a ton, yeah.
And he continued to fish it and continued to have great success with it. So good that they banned it from some tournaments, that they said that, hey, unless I'm fishing this, I'm probably not going to win the tournament. So they ended up banning this lure from some tournaments. So There with the A rig, there is a little stigma that it's like a cheater's bait, but guys, we're recreational fishermen.
If everybody
is
can
not. I don't consider it cheater's bait.
yeah. If everybody can use it and you choose not to use it, it's on you. Right?
Yeah, I think in the tournament fishing world, people are kind of, it's you're fishing for big money, sponsors out there, and if there's one guy in a garage making this and he's winning everything,
right.
I'm just saying you got to follow the money. But it's not banned in all tournaments. I know like Saltwater Bass Series, they don't ban this, and there's a lot of fishing organizations don't ban this, but some did, just because they thought it was, if you're not fishing this, hey, you're probably not going to win. The guy was doing so good with it.
That's cool.
So Andy Poss is the guy that invented it, and they banned it from it. But the cool thing about this thing, I think, is that if you look at this thing, it's got willow blades all over it, and you can also add additional willow blades if you put an underspin or something on there with different blades on it. And when this thing's going through the water, it looks like a chandelier underwater. It's putting off flash in every direction. So I think that is one of the reasons that not only is it trailing 5 baits, but it puts off so much flash that I think it draws fish in. Like there could be, you may not be right in that fish's general zone. Like let's say you're casting it parallel to a dock. They see that flash, and I think it piques their interest, and they come over and check it out. So that's one of the many unique things about this, is how much flash it puts off. This to me also, because it mimics a school of fish, I think it brings in the bigger fish. Like these spotties, they live a long time, and they take some 12 years just to get to a legal 14 inches. So if you're a fish and you've been living for 12 years and you've seen everything, you've seen mullets go by, you've seen Ned rigs kind of bounce by, you've seen all these things go by, and maybe these fish are learning. And I think what the older fish are looking for is their natural diet is a school of fish. Like when we see fish boiling, that's a spotty probably coming from underneath, just trying to go in there and get 1 or 2 of those guys. So I think the older guys aren't going after the single fish. I think when they're going after their natural food, besides scavenging, when they're going after a fish, I think they're going after the schools. So they're looking for multiple fish. And I think the older guys are smart enough to know not to chase just one at a time. So that's one of the reasons I think that this lure in particular will get you bigger fish. And I think it's proven. Not my biggest spotty ever, but like the top 3, or 3 out of the 5 of my biggest spotties I've ever caught are on this A rig.
Very cool.
I think it catches fish. Yes. Okay, so A rigs. I want to talk a lot about the A rig tonight, and this is I probably mentioned a lot of this in my past talks about A rig, but I just want to set a base foundation on exactly what the A rig is before we start talking about our setups, just in case you don't know what an A rig is, or you've never heard of this thing, just so you know what it is and know what it's capable of doing.
Okay, so
A rigs. You go to the store.
Hey Brian, I'm gonna let you keep going with the introduction and with the whole thing. And guys, I am keeping track of all your questions. I have a question from Vanity Crooks and Tiger. So we're gonna get to your questions. I have them queued up, and we're gonna let kind of Brian just flow. Okay, so go for it, Brian. Sorry for the interruption.
I'm just gonna flow for a few more minutes just to break down the A rigs and the history and what they are. And then we're going to start going in there and answering setup questions. Okay, so when you go to the store to buy an A-rig, most of the time what you're going to find is they're in a tube like this or in a bigger package. And when you buy them, they're going to come in and they're like this. They're already pre-bent. This one actually is made by Strike King. This is the one you can find at Walmart or some tackle shops. This one right here particularly has like titanium lines, which are really thin. It's all pre-set up. These fish pretty good. This particular one, I know Roman and I don't particularly fish because of the way it's set up. It comes set up out of the package, and it's in like a plus symbol. If you're looking at it, you got a bait on top, a bait on bottom, and one on the right and left, and one here in the back. And the A-rigs we get, we set up ourselves, and we set them up a little different than this. So this is this is the only A-rig you have access to? Go for it. It still fishes 5 baits. Doesn't have any blades on it, but it'll still work. You can add blades to it. That's the Strike King. That's the most common one you're going to find in the store. The one most of us fish is the Recon, which is this A-rig right here. That when you go to the store and buy an A-rig, it comes like this, guys. Don't go in the store and expect to find this. You're gonna find this. This is the way they come. They come in a little package. They're not bent out. There's nothing attached to them. You've got to do the work and to make it look like this. So when you get your A-rigs, Recon has. I'm just talking Recon because this is my favorite one to fish, and I have a lot of access to these. They have a regular size and an XL size. Only difference between the two, if that shows up, Roman, this one, the XL is about 1.5 inches longer, and the arms on it are a little thicker. So it's like a heavy duty version of the regular. So I'm gonna open up this XL.
Perfect.
Show you guys what it looks like. Is this the same one you fish too, Roman?
Yeah, the XL. Yep. The XL is the one I fish.
XL. So here's your XL. This is when you get it out of the package. This is what it looks like. So it's just basically bare wires with some terminal tackle on the end here, and it's got on each arm it's got a willow blade. And the last show I spent a lot of time on showing you how to bend this thing out. I'm gonna bend this one out a little bit, but I'm not. If you want to see the total, how to set it up, how to rig it, go back to the prior one. But I'm gonna show you really quick the basics of it. So this thing has an eye on the front, and when you bend this thing out, you want to make sure this eye is vertically up and down. That way, when it's going through the water and you're pulling this thing, it's going to want to pull that eye in the straight direction. So when you're bending it, make sure you have this eye where the line hooks up to straight up and down. Then you're going to look at these arms, and this is an important part because you're going to. There's one long arm on this guy right here. It's a little longer, about 1 inch longer than all the others, and that is the rod you're not going to bend. That's the one that's going to stick directly out the back. So find that one, and that one stays right in the middle. Then you're going to look through these rods, and you're going to find out which one is on top. Some of them are down below it. Some of them are on top of that middle rod. So you're going to place that middle rod. I'm going to figure out where these all sit. And it looks like this guy right here is my top rod. Okay, now here's an important part. Before you bend this, the very front of this has like almost like a ceramic shrink-tubed tip to it. And that's like an adhesive that's holding all these together. You want to make sure that when you're bending this, you want to bend it about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch back towards the end of the rod and don't get into this ceramic part. Because if you bend it right up here, you're probably going to crack the adhesive, and that'll just weaken it, and it probably won't last as long.
Can you put your hand behind it?
Go to bend this.
Because your sweater's black.
Oh,
so,
sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
I should have learned that from last time.
Yeah.
Last time I had
put your hand behind.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, put your hand behind the front of the lure. So, yeah, there you go.
Okay. Is that? Hey, hold on. What if I do this?
Oh, there you go. That's gonna work. Yeah, I just want to see
there we go. Can you guys see better?
Yeah, like the shrink wrap stuff for like the. Yeah, there it is. You see
right.
See that little bump? It's like about 1/4. It's like about 1/2 inch or 1 inch right there. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's the very first inch of the A-rig. It's where the adhesive and like a little shrink wrap part is at. You don't want to crack that.
Yeah.
Because it'll loosen up the arm, and eventually it'll weaken, and you may even lose an arm that way. So let me find my top one again, which is this one right here. That's above the center long one, and I've still got this eye straight up and down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my thumb about 1/2 inch back. I'm going to look at that eye, and then I'm going to bend it, and it's going to look like that, about a 30 to 45 degree bend. And you're going to repeat that process all the way around until you get a design like this, like Salty said last time, an X-Wing fighter. So here's the center of your A-rig, and you're going to have them bent at about a 30 degree angle, so it looks like a 5-sided dice. And that, at the finished product, I'm not going to bend every one on that one, is going to look like this, bent out like that.
Yep.
Okay, one thing I want to mention about these guys, Roman, since you fished this one, is look at the size How's it showing up here? Look at the size of this clip on this thing. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I hate that clip.
Well,
You can't even get a lot of the hooks through that clip. It's so thick. It's so big.
but I know what you
Go
mean.
ahead.
I know what you mean. So here's the trick for that. I'll give you the trick that I use. So you know how like on lures that are painted, the eye of the hook is smaller because there's a layer of paint. I just scrape the paint off of the inside of the hook, and that usually makes it work. Also, if you still can't get it to fit, it's because that little initial U shape where you have to slip it through, it's too pinched. You can chip off the paint on both sides of the eyelet. So the eyes here, you could chip off the paint in here and above it, and now that makes this kind of like fit. Otherwise,
slide through it.
Yes,
better.
yeah. And you can even use the very end of that clip to scrape it off. Yeah. It's a pain in the butt.
If you don't know what a clip is, I'm gonna try to hold it closer. Can you see that?
Put your hand behind it.
So
there you go.
No.
Or the white paper.
So it's basically a clip that you press. It opens up like that. You put your bait on it, and then you clip it back again to lock it in place. Now, the reason I hate these things is because I think they come open when you least expect it, and I think you could lose if you're out there fishing and you got your biggest halibut of all time. You finally hooked into that 35-inch halibut, and this baby is unlatched. It could straighten it out, and that thing's gone. So I don't want that to happen to me. So what I end up doing is I'll take this, and I will. So at the end of the A-rig, there's the metal arm with like a bend in it, and then they connect a swivel to it. Then it has the clip. I will take my Mambo pliers and cut, not the swivel, but I'm cutting that clip off. It's gone. I don't want that thing anymore. It's gone. So now all I've got is a swivel on here. And then what I'll end up doing is I put a split ring on there. And you can, man, let me go and bring a piece of white paper.
Oh, that's good. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, that's good.
So that's what a split ring looks like, right?
Yep. That's a super nice option right there. I dig it.
And well, let me show you the difference between the two. There's a side-by-side comparison of the two.
Yep. Perfect.
Look at the size difference about how much cleaner it looks. That's a split ring. To me, it's a cleaner look. And the split ring, if you want to know what a split ring is, they come like this. Gosh, why am I so dark?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, it's just because the contrast between the white and the black is just too much for the camera. So it's all good. If you want to hold it, angle it so that the light is reflecting on it.
So this is what they come in. Next time, dude, I'm going to be prepared for this. I'm going to have an extra light here.
No, it's just because I think the sweater's too dark.
This is made by owners. They're called Pro Parts, Hyper Wires, what they call them. This is the one I use, which is a number 3 split ring. And I'll cut those off and I'll replace it with split rings. And these have up to, I think this is up to a 45-pound rating. So that's going to handle almost every fish in the bay. And once you put that bait on the split ring, that thing's never coming off. It's not going to open up.
That's true.
That's one of the reasons I like to put these on there versus the clips. The clips to me look ugly. I can't get my hooks in them.
They do.
And I'm afraid they're going to open up.
Okay. So that's a really good option. That's like a nicer option, I think. But it's not as versatile because you would need your split ring pliers to replace a hook, right? So for me on the kayak,
yeah, I mean, if you have a good strong thumbnail and you've dealt with them a lot, like I have, I could do it on the fly with my thumbnail, and I can get in there and get one off and get off. But if you don't know what split ring pliers are, here, I'll show you real quick. So split ring pliers look like this, and they have a little point on the end, and I actually have a split ring right here. And you take your split ring pliers and you take that little point on the end here and you put it inside of the split ring, and that's going to open up the split ring. And once that opens it up, then you can put it onto the A-rig.
Yeah, because the split ring, guys, for those of you guys that don't know what a split ring is, think of a split ring kind of like this, it's just basically a small version of a key ring. Okay. Same principle. The split. I guess you can split this with a nail like that, but when it's smaller, it's hard to put your nail in there, and that wire is also stronger than this. So the pliers basically have a little point that opens it up like that, and then you can start your lure in there or whatever you're gonna put in there, and then you could take off the plier and they'll just kind of cycle it through like a key. But on the kayak, it's one more piece of tools that will rust, and I don't want to take that with me, so I do tend to use the little clips that it comes with. It does look cleaner with your setup though. It does look way cleaner.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
How often do you change out the baits on your A-rig? I mean, we're always changing out the swim baits, right?
Yeah.
But how often are you changing out your
actual
jig head?
hooks? Yeah,
like me. I usually don't change out unless I want to add some weight to it.
I'll change them out once the barb rusts off.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not something that you're going to be doing often. You're not going to be sitting there changing out A-rig bait. So I definitely recommend the split rings. They look better. This one has it all set up on there. They look better, and they're not going to fail on you. Yeah, you might have, if you change them out, it's going to be harder. I think in the long haul, guys, just in case you get that giant fish and that thing's opened up, you're not going to miss that fish, and it looks clean. So that's my suggestion on modifying your A-rig, the terminal tackle that's already on it. Okay, now we're going to get into the fun part. All right, one more thing for your fun part. We're going to talk about our setups. So I always use a bait caster. I don't know anybody that uses a spinning reel for A-rigs. I guess if you had a big one, it could be done, but the amount of stress that thing puts on a reel, I'm going to recommend a bait caster. I use my Lexa 300 on like a heavy swim bait rod. This is I think it's a 8'2" swim bait rod. This is a Daiwa. It could be anyone, but it's like a heavy rod, and I like to have this long butt end handle here on the end, so when I'm casting it, I can get a lot of strength into that cast.
Very cool. That's one of Vanity Crook's question was, what reel are you using for the A-rig? So can you say the reel one more time?
I have two that I like to use. I like to use my Daiwa Lexa 300. If you can get the lower gear ratio, that's good. If you can get like a 5-to-1, that's probably ideal. If you don't have that though, you can fish the 7-to-1. It's just a little harder on the reel.
Yeah, it's gonna get wrecked.
Yeah, it's a little harder on it. And you know what? It depends on how you have your A-rig set up too. If you have it really lightweight, if you have like 1/8 ounce weights around it, and maybe a 1/2 ounce in the back, it's not too terribly heavy. But if you've got that thing loaded down with a lot of weight, you're fishing deep, you're dragging it through grass, you're going to want a lower gear ratio.
Yeah, you want that torque.
Pull it through it. It's going to make your reel last longer.
And it's going to make your elbows last longer too.
Yeah. But if you don't have it, try what you got. Try that 7-to-1. That's probably what most people have.
Or fish a lighter A-rig, yeah.
Or take a little weight off that A-rig. Yep. But Lexa, and I also, if I'm fishing my light A-rig, I have a Tranx 200 that I get away with on the lighter ones, which is Tranx 200, and both of them I tie braid straight to them. With the bigger setup, I use 65-pound braid, and with this one, I'm using 30-pound braid.
Cool. So, Arnie asked if a Shimano SLX would work. I think a Shimano SLX is like a 150. So maybe on a small A-rig, and if you're using a low gear ratio. What's the gear ratio on that one?
Yeah. Mine's a lefty, and I think they only come in 7-to-1.
Okay,
I don't remember on my SLX, but I don't see it on here. But unfortunately, if you're a left-handed fisherman like me, then they don't make like you're lefty, you get 1 gear ratio. Sometimes you don't get to choose, and I don't think I got to choose on this one.
Very
SLX.
Cool.
So I actually have fished the A-rig with this, but it was the weedless ultra light one that I showed off a couple weeks ago. So it had like no weights on it. It just had Texas rigged, and I'm gonna show that in a second, hooks, and it fished it pretty good. It feels a little light to me. I probably wouldn't recommend it. I would go with a 200 or even 300 size if you have that. But if this is all you got, go for it. I like these reels for the money. I think they're a good deal. I think they're $100, right? SLX.
Yeah, so they're good. They're good reels. I have one.
Good reel for the money.
Yeah.
I don't recommend A-rigs unless it's on that reel.
XS Tiger says, ever get multiple fish on one cast with an A-rig? I haven't yet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I haven't yet.
During the CCA event, part 1.
Boom.
I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like my second cast of the morning, and I got a 16.5-inch spotty and a 15.5-inch spotty combo together on the A rig. It was an amazing catch. I think that may have been my best spotty double on the A rig. It was cool. And also calico fishing, when I fish for calicos all the time, doubles, triples. Sure, I think the highest I've got is a triple calico.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yes, expect doubles. So, oh yeah, this Saturday, me, Muto, and Salty, sorry, we're all fishing A rigs. All 3 of us got doubles. I got a Sandbass spotty combo this weekend, and I think Salty and Muto both got double spotties. So, yeah, it happens frequently.
Very cool. Can you hold up the setup real quick again for Brad? I'm gonna go full screen on you. Let's see, full screen.
Which setup? The rod and reel, or the?
Let's see.
So,
Brad,
if you're talking about my main setup, it's a Daiwa Lexa 300. You'll know it because it has like these wind grips. I think this thing sells for $219, but I've had it for years and it's been a great reel. So I definitely recommend this or the Tranks. They're about the same. They're both great reels. And I'm using an 8-foot. He means
the actual A rig.
Swim bait rod.
He means the actual A rig, like the.
A rig. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, man. We haven't even got into.
Okay, good. Okay, cool, good. Okay. And then let's see. I'm just gonna go through the questions really fast. Does the SLX stand for saltwater? Yes, Dario. I think that's what it stands for. It's like the saltwater series. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna get more close-ups of the A rig in a second. Brad, go for it, Brian.
Brad, yeah, we're gonna go over a bunch of setups. And when I'm going over my setups here, guys, and some stuff I've been fooling around with, at that point, I want you guys to start talking about your guys' setups. And you guys have been fishing these for months now, and I want to hear if you want to give the advice out. You don't have to, but if you want to, give out some advice on what you guys have learned from the A rig. So, A rigs. All right. So last time I talked about the A rig, I was talking about a weedless A rig, and I've been experimenting with this. And basically, my weedless setup is going with an offset hook, same A rig. This is the smaller Recon, offset hook, and I'm Texas rigging. I don't know if you can see that. I'm Texas rigging my baits so they're all weedless. There's no weight right here, none at all. So that keeps it lightweight. And I'm stealing this idea from somebody I saw on Instagram, but I am putting now on the back. Can you see what that is?
Oh, yeah, a dark sleeper.
I haven't tried this yet, but somebody posted a picture of a A-rig with all dark sleepers on it. I'm like, holy mackerel, that looks awesome. So I'm going to try this out this weekend because these things are pretty weedless.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try out this dark sleeper for my trailer because I think it looks killer. I don't know how this thing's not going to get bit.
What weight is that?
That's a half ounce.
Jeez.
So it's my only weight on it. So it's a half ounce dark sleeper with I think these are 6 cents, which is like a local company swim baits. They're kind of tough, like almost tough like Z-Mans. They're like real stretchable, kind of like hard plastic.
Nothing like Z-Man.
Or not hard plastic, hard rubber ones, but they're just Texas rigged up with an offset hook. So that's my weedless setup right there. I hope it got bit last time I had a weedless cool bait back here. But I saw this awesome dark sleeper setup, and I had to copy it. So thanks to the guy who showed this off. I'm stealing your idea.
There you go.
So that's my weedless set. Okay, something I just thought of the other day. This is like to me, I don't know, because I love the A rig. Always thinking about ways to try to make it better. Always thinking about what I can do to try to improve this thing. What I can do. So guess what I've added to the back of my A rig? Can you see that?
Yes. A spinner bait.
Okay, not only am I getting a ton of flash here, but by adding a spinner bait, I haven't tried this yet. So this is something I'm going to try this weekend too. Adding a spinner bait to the back, because this thing puts out a ton of vibration, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if you fished this before, but it puts out a ton of vibration. So not only am I going to put out more flash, but I'm going to be putting out vibration. And the cool thing about this thing is it runs really weedless too.
Yeah.
So this is experimental, guys. Has anybody tried this? I gotta know, or am I the first one to? I can't be the first one to think of this.
That's a good setup. That's a good setup.
I know. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be perfect. Super weed. You should put that.
I'm so curious.
You should put that on the instead of the dark sleeper. That way it's super weedless.
I know. I thought about that too, but I was trying to keep that thing super light. You know what I mean?
Oh
yeah. Like this one, I've got more weight. I want to get a little deeper with this one. With that one, I'm fishing like 5 feet deep water, right?
Yep.
So if I'm right in the eelgrass, like thick stuff, I can just plow through it with the weedless. This one, I've got 1/8 ounce jig heads all the way around it, and I've got a 1/2 ounce War Eagle spinner.
Yeah, War Eagle spinner baits
are willow blades on
cool.
Spinner bait. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And I've actually put a trailer on this just to try to match it. You know, and I think I'm gonna take. I don't know who recommended this. Was it Hyder? I might trim this skirt up so it looks like a mullet.
Yeah.
I think that might give me the advantage.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna trim this. I'm gonna leave this part short and I'm gonna leave this part long. That's gonna be the modification for the mullet challenge, the mullet spinner bait.
That's the only thing you needed to do that. Now it's perfect.
So has anybody tried that? Do you see anything in the chat? I don't know. I think it's gonna get bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
When I'm sitting in my boat,
says that's out of control. When are we talking about the A-Rig Xmas tree? Exactly. A-Rig Christmas tree. That's what we're gonna do. Dario, I have okay.
Yes.
How many A-Rigs do you currently have pre-rigged?
I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Dang.
If you include my D-rig.
So I think I have 3.
I know.
I roll with 3.
I got two that are in the package.
Yeah, I roll with 3
I have
usually.
8 sitting here in front of me.
A light one, a heavy one, and a giant one. That's usually what I roll with. Let me go back to split here. I usually have like a.
Okay, so if you're gonna talk about that, dude, I gotta unveil something then.
All right, unveiling.
You ready?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, you know, before I unveil that, dude, has anybody put in the chat A-Rig experiences? What are you guys doing to rig it up? Is there, I mean, obviously I get wacky here. I'm doing all kinds of weird stuff to my A-Rigs. I tend to, believe it or not, though, I try these wacky things and I tend to just go back to my normal setup, which is just similar to this one without this spinnerbait on the bottom. I just put a 1/2 ounce cool bait back here.
On that one?
And that's my normal setup.
Hey, on that one, what are the head weights? Are they all the same?
So it's 1/8 all the same, right? And then I put, depending on the depth, I'm usually a 1/2 ounce cool bait on the back here to get also that extra shine. So that is my normal setup, guys.
Okay.
If I'm going deeper, I may change these all to 1/4 ounces, and then keep that as a 1/2 ounce. But this particular A-rig's been fished so much that you can see like all the paint's gone.
Yeah.
It's the black paint's off it. It's like down. I don't know if you can see
the brass turns like orange, turns like yellow. I love it.
Yeah. So once you fish your like a brand new A-rig, everything's black.
Yeah.
And eventually, once you put some time on it, you can start to see how everything turns like brass color.
Copper. Yeah, brass.
And this thing is fished so much that it's like sanded down. Oh, yeah. While I'm talking about that, I want to give a quick tip. So the way that these willow blades are held on there, they have these 2 crimps, right, that hold it in place so it doesn't slide up and down the arm. Eventually, when you fish this so much, these things will loosen up and the willow blade will slide all the way down to the bottom. What you've got to do is you've got to take that crimp, push that back up to where it was before, and then lightly take a pair of pliers and just barely press on it. Don't press on too hard because you'll clip the arm, and re-crimp that, re-tighten it up. Because if that willow blade slides down here, it's going to affect the swim. It's going to affect this bait. So you got to keep an eye on these things. They'll actually end up loosening up. Like, oh, I think this one's loose. See how that one's loose? And see how it can slide all over the place? You've got to put it back in its original position and then crimp it. So a little bit of A-rig maintenance. And also, if you guys are fishing these in the saltwater, which we all are, when you get home, wash it. It's steel, so you got to maintain these things. Wash it because these things won't run as smoothly. The swivels won't run as smoothly if you don't wash these things. I know most people just put it away.
I rinse it when I get home.
You're giving me the look, Norman. Like
I know. I'm like,
before, right?
Yeah, I rinse it when I get home.
See,
but yeah, it will make it last longer for sure. I see a really good question.
It will not only that, but it'll make it work smoother like new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may look good, but if you go to twist these swivels and
Yeah, you lose
most
action.
importantly these willow blades, if they're not rotating smoothly, this thing could be going through the water and that willow blade is just not even twisting and then
Yep.
it's not putting off the flash.
Yep.
So check these things, but wash it. And they're expensive. They're an investment.
Yeah.
So it's worth your time to just wash it off. Put it in the sink, wash it off.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna do some questions because we're gonna run out of time. Well, we're out of time, but here we go. How do you cast it without wrapping up on itself? Says Brad. That's a very good question. I'll take it real quick, and then
Awesome question.
you can follow it up.
Go for it. Yep.
So your cast has to be more of a lob. So you give it more line before you launch it, and as you launch it, you don't want to snap it. You don't want to snap it like you normally would, because that's gonna make the lure tumble in the air. You want to kind of like lob it, and then as it's going out, you are thumbing it a little bit so that the where the knot is stays closer to you, and all the weight is getting pushed further back. Does that make sense? So you're casting. Here's a lure, and you want the tension to be on the eye of the A rig, and you want all the little arms to be in the back. Sorry, in the back. So you're casting this way. It's going like that. That way. Anyway, you want to keep the eye of the A rig closer to you, and the weight towards where you're casting. So towards the front to where you're casting, I guess. It's hard to explain with just words, but use your words. But
I'll do the motion. You ready?
Okay, so you cast it. There you go.
It's going out like this. The A rig's facing your body.
Exactly. The A rig is pointing at you. So yeah. The eye of the A rig is pointing at you, and the way you stop it from over rotating and getting tangled on itself is by thumbing how much line is going out. You don't want to stop it completely because then you'll have a short cast, but you have to time it. So you cast it. You don't free spool it. You let it go, and then you kind of watch it. And as it's going, it'd be perfect. And then if you give it too much of a snap, it's gonna start to twirl. You don't want it to twirl. You want to give it kind of like a lobbing action, and it's easier to do the lobbing action if you do like maybe 3 feet of line before you cast, instead of having like 1 or 2 feet where you like just snap it. Okay, so hope that helps.
Yep, exactly. That's perfect. I'm gonna add just one more little hint on that. So my A rig setup, when I'm fishing my normal bait casters, I have the brake set to where it's like really loose, so I get a massive amount of distance. But now we've got this heavy lure that has all this weight on it, so you can add a little bit of brake to it, and you can really chuck it, and it keeps this thing. If you have a little brake on it, and this isn't in total free spool mode, it'll hold that bait pointing the direction, like it's using the brake of the reel and your thumb to keep it in the correct direction. If you have it on free spool, when you throw that thing, it's probably spinning, and the second it hits the water, it also might do a flip over and get tangled up. Yep. So I would suggest a little bit more brake on your casting. And then always when you first hit that water, you can always use your thumb to stop. You cast it, and then right before it hits the water, you use your thumb as a brake to kind of turn it, let it hit the water, and then engage it one crank to take that slack off, and that way it's sinking with a tight line.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
But
sinking with
who asked that question? Is it Brad? Brad asked that?
Yep.
I've cast this thing 1,000,000 times, Brad, and I still always, multiple times throughout the day, when I'm reeling it in, I can feel if the line got wrapped around. It just feels funny. So it's just something that happens with the A rig. Nobody's perfect. It's just going to happen, and you just take it out and you go for it again. Unfortunately, they'll do that. You can also experiment with weights on them. You experiment with this rear weight. You might be able to correct it if it keeps doing it again and again. Maybe your long weight in the back, try adding a little weight to it, because maybe that'll flip it over for you too.
There you go.
So the lighter they are, I've noticed it's the harder they are to keep them correct. Like my very light ones, if I don't have hardly any weight on them, they tend to snag up, or the line wraps around something. So trial and error, practice, and it's just going to happen. That's nature of the A rig. Do you need to use the restroom, Roman?
No.
Okay.
But we should wrap it up soon.
Okay. All right. So let me see what else. Did anybody have any more questions? Okay. One technique that I'm gonna try to go faster. One
Yep.
technique that a lot of you guys in the kayaks do is versus casting them is actually troll with them.
Yep.
So
So
trolling an A-rig is an awesome way to fish these things. So basically cast it behind you, and when I'm trolling for my boat, I'll let out a ton of line. So I'll cast it out there, it hits the bottom, and then I'll pull away from it while it's still in free spool, and I'll give it, I don't know, half the spool of line on there, a ton of line, and then I'll engage it so that I can get a quicker speed, and it will, with all that line out there, and it'll stay on the bottom.
yeah.
And if it's getting snagged up, you might have to reel a little bit in. But I fishing with Muto and Salty this weekend, I think all those guys did was troll this thing. I just saw them pedaling up and down these sections, and they were getting bit because you're just think of how much water you're covering when you're trolling these things.
It's like the world's longest cast right there. Yeah, that's another thing.
That's right.
That's another thing about the kayaks with the pedals is that you can do that. And so you basically want a real quick refresher is you want to maintain a constant speed on your kayak, right? And then the only variable you're changing after that is how much line you let out. And how much line you let out is what's going to keep the lure either close to the bottom or higher up in the water column. Because the longer the line is, the deeper it's going to swim. So if you let it out. Don't free spool it. I don't like to free spool it. I do a cast, kind of I look over my shoulder, I cast it back. And then as soon as it lands, I start pedaling my kayak. And then it starts I feel like the vibrations of the blades. And then I'll have my thumb on the spool. It's not engaged yet. And as I'm going, I'll start letting it out like 1001, 1002, and I'll stop it. 1001, 1002, then I'll stop it. 1001, 1002, and I'll stop it. Until I keep doing that until it feels like it's on the bottom and I'm getting snagged. Then I'll engage it. And I'll give it 1 or 2 cranks so it's off the bottom. But the whole time I'm still pedaling and I'm not adjusting the speed of the kayak because that's what's controlling the depth after you set the line. And that way your A-rig is swimming right next to the bottom, right above the eelgrass or whatever was snagging you. And usually if you can get to that level, it's probably going to be some hard fishing because usually the little 1001, 1002 drops, those like are so tempting to fish. I seem like to get hit on those more than when I'm actually at the right depth and trolling. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I get the A-rig down. And then once I get bit on the kayak, you're gonna have all that forward momentum, especially with like a Hobie that's like such a big kayak. As soon as you feel the bite, you need to turn. So I usually troll with my rod on facing the left. I hold it in my right hand. Is it? Anyway, I think I troll with the rod hanging over the right side of my kayak. So as soon as I feel a bite, I turn my kayak to the right and I start working the fish. That way I ease off all the pressure of the forward momentum on the fish's lip. So in case it's barely hooked, I don't want to rip out before I can get to it because you don't want to stop your kayak while you're bent on a fish. You're basically going to be ripping it out of the fish. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah,
something you said there that sparked something. So when I was fishing it this weekend, I was fishing with Salty and Muto, and I was talking to Salty on Discord, and I told him this exact miles per hour I was going. He's like, dude, you need to speed it up just a little bit. And I'm like, okay. And I sped it up to a certain miles per hour. And he goes, no, speed it down a little bit. And I don't know if this is just luck, or Salty just looks awesome because of this. But because normally I put it to a number on my trolling motor, like speed number 4. I don't look at my miles per hour. But Salty, the dude dials it in not to just like 1 or 2 or 3 miles per hour. He has it 1 point something, which I'm not going to give up his speed because he probably doesn't want me to. But when I put it at the speed he told me, I'm telling you, within 2 minutes I got bit. And because him and Muto were trolling and they're getting bit.
Yeah.
And the way he does that is he looks at his GPS on his trolling motor, or not on his GPS,
the fish finder, yeah.
Because it'll tell you the exact speed you're going. So Salty's got so good at trolling this thing now that he knows an exact speed to go, and he stays at that speed.
88 miles per hour.
Yeah, he shared that speed and it got bit. So if you guys are out there trolling the A-rig, keep an eye on, if you have a fish finder or GPS, keep an eye on that speed. And when you find that sweet zone speed, you can always refer to it to see if, because if you're going with current or against current, you may think you're going a certain miles per hour, but you may not. So use your GPS to track your speed and maintain that speed. And I don't know if Salty's going to give it up, which he probably won't.
He did. 88 miles per hour.
Yeah, there's a perfect speed you guys are going to have to figure out. And Salty, thanks for sharing that speed. I thought I don't troll A-rigs a lot. I usually cast them, so it worked for me.
Yeah, trolling is
keep
the
track
best.
of your speed.
Very cool. Cool.
Okay, is there any questions about the A-rig? If not, I'm going to unveil my mega A-rig.
Oh gosh.
I have not been looking at the chat, Roman, so I'm relying on you.
We're good. We're good. The questions have all been settled so far. Yep.
Settled. Okay, and everybody hopefully shared their experiences with the A-rig.
Yep.
So, all right, here we go. I got to stand up to get it.
Let me go full screen on you. Give me a second. I'll go over here to this view, so we don't have to stare at your pants. Let me know when you're ready. Ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
I'm switching it back.
Okay, guys.
Woo!
I think I have put together an A-rig.
You're gonna have to hold it. You're gonna have to pull it sideways so it fits.
I don't want them to see it yet till I bring it out. I'm hiding it still. I'm just building it up. So I built an A-rig. This thing costs a small fortune, so I don't expect many people to go into this. I'm gonna have to fish this with the heaviest line I've got. But I've built an A-rig that I think is gonna put off so much flash, and it's gonna mimic a school. I think I have a potential of catching like 10 fish at once.
And
Are
a
you
dolphin.
ready?
And a dolphin.
This is it. Can you see it?
Boom! Very nice.
Boom. So what I've done here, and I still might modify this a little bit, is I've got my D-rig made by Paige. I've got my Recon regular size, and I've got a little tiny baby A-rig on the end here. So I'm sporting what, 9 baits here?
That's so awesome.
Yeah, 9 baits here. So this is a potential 9 fish at once.
It's an inverted Christmas tree. Boom! Marlin rig.
There it is.
1.8 gigawatts.
Tree, there it is. All I gotta do is put lights on this thing. And a star on top.
The chandelier.
Here you go, man. The D-rig. This is the setup, man. This is what's gonna shred it up this weekend. I'm gonna try this. Now, there's no casting this. I'm just gonna set it in the water and then troll it behind my boat. See what happens. But
holy mackerel!
It's a big investment, but let's see what happens.
What's okay? Everybody in chat, guess how much it costs for this rig. I don't know. Guesstimates.
Oh, I already added it up.
You did? Okay, don't say it yet.
It's loaded with all cool baits too. Everything's cool baits.
Everything's cool baits. So the price is right. You gotta get as close to the number without going over, and no +1 BS.
I'm not exactly sure what the D-rig costs, but I guessed on it, $20.
Okay.
I think that's what they sell them for. I'm not sure though.
Oh, we have Arnie and Tiger say $100. Izzy says $130. Can't wait to see that in action, says Leonard. $136.69. Says Tiger. $164. I say 70, says Dario. Eric says 164.
Yeah. Who said 170?
No, not 170, just said 70. Ooh, 87, 176, 120. So it's 170?
It's about 150 plus tax.
Okay, so Leonard's got the closest without going over 150. Dang.
It's going to be the coolest thing I've ever fished or the most devastating thing I've ever fished. I got a big investment.
Yeah, exactly.
I might only cast out once.
Use your anchor line to fish that thing. Use your anchor line so you don't have to.
If nothing snags, I think I'm going to be jumping in with my mask to try to get that thing. That's the first time I'm going to dive down 20 feet deep.
So good.
So that's it, guys. That's A-rig. If you guys have any further questions, now's the time. If not, I think Roman's getting ready to wrap this thing up.
Yeah.
Like you're getting the jiggles.
Do you have movie recommendations today?
Of course I do,
All right.
Roman.
So before we jump into that, anything else we need to cover? All right. Here we go.
I think unless there's questions about the A-rig, I expected a lot of questions about the A-rig, but hopefully you guys get out there. The one thing about this bait I love, I'm sorry, Roman, I'm talking so long about this, but the one thing I love about the A-rig is it's so versatile. It really comes to you just like this. And then it's like Walt Disney, man. Whatever your imagination, what's he say? I don't know. Whatever your imagination can come up with, you can turn this into whatever you want. You can turn it into, there's unlimited ways to rig these things.
Yeah,
and there's no perfect setup. But the fun thing is it's so much trial and error with these different color swim baits, different size swim baits, different attachments, different weights. So it's a fun bait. It's a fun bait to fish because you can always fish it differently if it's not working.
That's right. And the ultimate secret weapon would be to do all that setup with some Ned rigs, and then you're definitely gonna get bit. And then Zach,
would you please do that?
Zach says it cost me more. Sorry, Zach said that costs more than all of my Walmart fishing rods put together. Awesome. Very cool.
Come on, Zach. Can't be that. You gotta have more than that.
Cool. All right, guys. So we're gonna.
Have you ever put Ned rigs on one of these?
I haven't, but I'm gonna try now.
Oh God! You just sink it on the bottom with 5 Ned rigs floating up.
That'd be so crazy. Right. Yeah, it would definitely work. I think.
I'm gonna get to it. Hold on one second. Deadly. You know what I'm doing here.
Shifting over to my view. What up, everybody? Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Stay tuned. We're about to do Brian's movie recommendation. And just let me know when you're ready. Oh, you're ready.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Almost. There we go.
Here we go. Let's see. All set.
All right, guys. Sorry the show went so long, but the A-rig to me is the most important bait, the second most important bait I fish. I love the A-rig. If I had one choice of something that would catch big fish, it would definitely be that A-rig. So movie recommendations. If you're new to the show, I always recommend an 80s or 90s movie at the end of the show because that's what I like. That's what Roman likes. We like 80s and 90s action and science fiction and comedy. So I always recommend one. My first recommendation, I don't know if you've seen this one, Roman. This is kind of an obscurity. It's a comedy, though. It's from, what year is this from? This is from 1980. The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Oh,
have you ever seen this one?
I don't remember seeing it. I'll check it out.
Okay, Gods Must Be Crazy. It's actually a comedy. It's about a tribe in Africa, and somebody throws a Coca-Cola bottle out the window of an airplane, and they find it, and the whole tribe ends up fighting over it.
Oh, wow.
They don't know about modern civilization yet, so they assign somebody to get rid of this Coke bottle, and he has to throw it off the end of the earth. Oh. It's a good comedy.
Awesome.
If you haven't seen The Gods Must Be Crazy, it's pretty funny. I'm going to give this guy, let's say, 3 out of 5 max. It's not funny. Bad. It's an easy, funny thing to watch with your kids. It's a good one. Gods Must Be Crazy. And there's a part 2.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, this movie I know you've seen. If you haven't, shame on you. Everybody should have seen this one. This is a classic. First time I saw this in the theater, what year was this? 1987. I loved it. I had to see it in the theater twice. It's one of the only movies I begged my parents to go see twice. And it has Andre the Giant in it.
I know what you're talking about.
It was so weird seeing a wrestler in a movie. I was like, what? Andre the Giant's going to be in a movie? He can act? The Princess Bride. I mean, you disappeared. I swear, there you go. Everybody should see this movie. It's so good. It's a classic, guys.
It's actually on Netflix right now. It's actually on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix. You have to watch it. So
you younger guys that didn't grow up in the 80s, watch The Princess Bride. It's awesome. It still holds up. It's a great movie. I'm giving this 4.5 out of 5, which is a really high rating for me as far as these kind of movies go. It holds up. It's awesome. And it has a wrestler in it, which is extra points.
Leonard's never seen it? What?
All right.
Leonard, it's on Netflix, dude. If you have Netflix, you can watch it. It's you don't have to pay anything extra if you already have Netflix. Very cool. Very cool. All right.
Yeah. So come on, Leonard. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna wrap it up, Roman.
Okay, go for it.
You're ready to go. So guys, thanks Roman for having me on. I'm looking forward to the mullet challenge tomorrow night. I can't wait to see some of these pictures. And I think I already know who's gonna win this thing. I've seen some of these pictures. There's some crazy mullets out there. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to our 23rd show. This weekend, guys, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to snag some grass, and I'm going to catch some bass. So I will see you guys either on the water or next week. Later.
There it is. All right, guys. Well, once again, thanks again, Brian, for making Wednesdays awesome. So I hope you can make it back tomorrow for the mullet challenge. The best mullet of the MMFC crew. And yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Sorry we went a little long than expected, but I think it was a good show. I think we had a lot of good knowledge, a lot of good questions from you guys, and a lot of great chat going back and forth. I dig it. Let's see. Shout outs, Brad, Arnie, Zach, Leonard, Roy, Coach Worf, Tiger, Dario, Izzy, what up, Izzy? It's been a while. Glad you caught us live. Let's see. I got Zach. I got Leonard. I got Izzy. Vanity Crooks. Thanks again for the question. Welcome to the show. Salty Dangler in the house. Captain Dan. What else am I missing? Am I missing anybody? Let's see. Mr. Riggs. And of course, TB Metal Art. Todd, thanks again for the donation to the contest. Man, just made it serious, made it real. So thanks again. Guys, check out tbmetalart.com and check out some of Todd's awesome work. He made the Mad Mac back here. He made the Yellowtail up here. It's all made out of metal. It's freaking awesome. Custom paint. It looks beautiful. He even makes the eyeball itself. So very good work, detailed work. It's awesome. Let's see. Oscar, I see you in there. Oscar from Texas and Oscar here in San Diego. Who else? All right, I think I got most of everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. But chat more so I can see you. Okay? All right, guys. Have a good night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, MMFC Discord page if you want to submit your mullet for the contest tomorrow. There will be prizes. Okay? So I'll see you guys tomorrow here on this channel. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Okay, so that ended. All right, so I'm freaking out because my